This car apparently drives like an EV, but you don't need to plug it into electricity. It's the Nissan Qashqai e-Power. Let's find out a bit more. The engine doesn't physically drive the wheels, the battery does. But how does this witchcraft work?
And I'll tell you what this car and Tom Cruise have in common.
So if you're not quite ready to make the jump to full electric just yet, stick around because this could be the car for you. The first Nissan I ever drove was the Nissan 200 SX. It was an absolute rocket. It was my mum's car and my cousin Sam sold it to her because his boss said, if you don't sell a car, you're going to lose your job. So my mum bought it for him and Sam still lost his job and mum got this rocket and she never went over 35 miles an hour in it, even the motorway. But it was phenomenally quick. This car, it's a Qashqai. You know what you're going to get with it. A solid, reliable, very good car. I mean, the acceleration's okay. It's nothing to write home about. But this car is an absolute workhorse. If you are driving hundreds of miles every day, this could be the car for you. Just to put it into context, we've driven to the Cotswolds and back, which was a 2.5 to 3 hour round trip. We've driven into London. We've driven country roads, dual carriageways, motorways, everything. It's just solid. You know what you're gonna get. If range is an important thing for you, look at this car. The Nissan Ariya, for example, is a really good SUV. It's all electric. You've got the Nissan Leaf too, lower on price point and a little bit smaller, but this kind of covers all the bases. And being the e-Power gives you, according to the tin, the best of both worlds.
So how does Nissan's e-Power system actually work? Unlike a typical hybrid where the engine and motor take turns driving the wheels, e-Power does things differently. Under the bonnet, there's a 1.5 litre petrol engine, but it never drives the wheels directly. Instead, it runs quietly in the background, acting like a generator to charge the battery. The battery then powers a fully electric motor, which is what actually drives the front wheels. So when you're driving, it feels like a pure EV. Smooth acceleration, instant torque, no gear changes, but you don't need to plug it in or worry about range. The petrol engine only fires up when the battery needs topping up, and it can stay off completely at low speeds or in traffic. It's a clever middle ground, all the driving feel of electric without the charging faff.
Nissan have sold a boatload of the Qashqais and they thought, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But they have given it a lovely facelift. I am getting Tom Cruise Last Samurai vibes from this almost chainmail type armour on the front. What do you think? Let me know below. Overall, it's a nicely styled car with some good modern twists. Like this as well. Air vents, daytime running lights, main headlights. That's all I can say about the front. I like it, it's nice. But before we come onto the rear, let's talk about the side profile, because one of the features of this car is that the doors open nearly 90 degrees, making it very easy to access the back, get your ISOFIX in. And also, if you've got a couple of kids who like kicking the doors open and smashing other cars in the car park with the door, this is the car for you. Some plastic wheel arches here, a bit of a two-tone effect here, and chroming up here and down there. E-Power sign. It's a family SUV. What more do you need? Can't stop twisting. Okay, this is where it gets kind of interesting. A well-rounded posterior. I love the way they've got these wraparound rear brake lights. You've actually got a rear windscreen wiper, spoiler alert, and very importantly, auto tailgate. Great if you're putting stuff into the boot, and we'll find out exactly how much stuff you can fit into the boot later. But until then, tow it! Tow it! Bosh. Got my arm stuck. got my jacket stuck in the thing. Oh, sorry, a bit of go.
Right, let's break down the numbers, because the Qashqai e-Power isn't your typical hybrid. It puts out 190 horsepower, goes from 0 to 62 in 7.9 seconds, and tops out at 105 miles per hour. Fuel economy? Up to 53.3 miles per gallon, depending on how you drive. And with a 55 litre tank, you're looking at a real-world range of around 640 miles. That's nearly London to John O'Groats or Dover to the Alps on a single tank. You won't win any races, and it still runs on petrol, but for drivers who want electric style motoring without range anxiety or home charging, this thing makes a lot of sense.
Hear that chiming? So it does chime quite a lot, especially if you just go 1 mile an hour over the speed limit. But you can press this button here, which accepts the fact that you're over the speed limit and turns off the chime. But on your head be it if you do that. By the way, cameraman Cal's come up with an ingenious way to get rid of that chime coming up. You just turn the radio up. Allow me to present the interior of the Nissan Qashqai e-Power. First impressions, there's not a lot different to the interior of this from previous Qashqais, but it feels nice. You've got this Alcantara leather here, a little bit scratchy in certain places and a little bit low quality. But having said that, I think they've nailed the display screen. Loving the fact that you can change your ambient lighting. Seats are comfortable. You've got decent cup holders right here and here. And I quite like the gear select as well. It's good for getting into and out of gear and into reverse, etc. dead quickly. This car is an absolute workhorse. We've driven it over 300 miles in about 24 hours up and down the UK, and it is a good, solid performer. But if you want to see more of our reviews, head over to selectcarleasing.co.uk for all the latest reviews of the best cars on the road.
What are we working with the Qashqai e-Power when it comes to boot space? With the seats up, you've got 504 litres to play with, which is plenty for a big suitcase and various other bags and paraphernalia. Drop the back seats and it expands to 1,447 litres, giving you loads of room. Now, here's where it gets clever. There's a false floor in the boot and it's removable and reversible. Carpet on one side for the nice clean days and a plasticky side on the other for muddy paws, soggy wellies. And yes, it passes the golf club test with room to spare. Though let's be honest, it's probably more likely to be carrying a buggy and a changing bag than a set of Callaways. And remember, if this car doesn't float your boat, there are plenty of other lease deals available on Select's newly revamped website. Oh, and you can turn the car around, change the colour and read full reviews. Remember, if you don't subscribe, you might miss a review for the car of your dreams. Head over to our YouTube for more electrifying content.
Time for the Breaking Down Challenge. We're going to go from 0 to 60 as fast as the car will go, and then from 60 down to 0 as fast as the car will go. Pop it into sport. Let's go. 30, 40, 50, 60. Pretty bloomin' good. Pretty bloomin' good. It's a little bit wet as well. So the braking actually was very impressive. I thought it would skid a little bit more, but the ABS kicked in. Brakes were actually really tasty there. Well done, Nissan. I think this is a good, safe, solid, good car. Armrest, all right. Do love an armrest, which is why I love the VW ID3. It's just got this armrest. It just makes long journeys just a little bit more comfortable. Oh, a little bit of body roll there. A good mix of physical knobs and buttons. As I mentioned, you've got your drive select here, but you can also change your modes here. So you can go from sport mode into standard into eco really quickly. A slight grumble, the start stop button is there. And if you forget to turn the car off and you have to get back in the car to reach there, it can be a bit of a chore. Who would this car best suit? Well, anybody that's got a family, anyone that needs to load lots of stuff into the back, it's got a pretty decent boot. Anybody that does a lot of miles every day and doesn't have access to an electric vehicle charger and isn't ready to make the switch to full EV just yet. If you need to do 500-600 miles on a single tank, this could be the car for you. We drove to the Alps recently and it was a great experience. We did it in a full electric car, and you could easily do the same trip in this car if you wanted to. However, the seats do fold down in a 60-40 configuration, meaning that you wouldn't be able to put your skis or a board in the back. First world problems.